Happy Monday evening, folks. We're here, all three of us, besides one working on his camera in the background because he's nothing but a big black void
Hey,
of space.
but you can hear me at least.
It talks.
It looks like your soul.
Ouch.
Yeah, my soul, my heart, everything dark and broken.
That's the you want to see the highlights of Saturday's game? Just look at German Dave.
It's
Look at
right there.
German Dave. That's your highlight.
Live highlight reel down below.
Yeah, live highlight reel down below. Man. So we'll wrap that up. Spend all but 15 seconds on that game because I told you so. And we'll wrap up other things. I can finally play my Max Verstappen soundbite now because he's officially won the Drivers' Championship. So yeah, unfortunately, way to fumble it, McLaren. And I think we can talk some other stuff too, some NFL shenanigans. We'll throw that towards the end. But without further ado, we have the maplest of Daves, and we have the pitch blackest of Davids. So how goes it, you two?
At least he sounds beautiful.
Oh yeah.
No, I guess that's what happens when you stop buying Russian natural gas. You don't have enough energy for lighting.
The lights are off in Europe, guys. Leave it up to the Americans to keep things running.
First they took my Wi-Fi connection. Now they took my camera. Damn Russians.
Goddamn Russians.
Well, if you want to get Dave and you internet connection, please do like and subscribe. Get everything moving in the algorithm, and maybe your ad revenue, those few cents that we get per video, we can funnel that over to Germany and maybe get the war machine going over there. No. But with your help, everyone.
I desperately need it.
All right. You know what we should do? We should just have him have like an avatar and just have him like put like an avatar and no, screw it. This is more funnier. This is way more entertaining. All right.
I keep it a black screen.
Yeah, I was gonna say way more entertaining this way because when people like join in, they're like watching it. What the hell is this like screen? Like what happened to German Dave?
But the best thing yet was when Dash did the stream from his floor. He was literally sitting there, couldn't see anything.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that one. Oh yeah. Man. Yeah. Canadian Dave showing us a live reaction to that. But let's get into the actual numbers here. Holy hell, was that game kind of a snooze fest, and hate to say, folks, that's what happens when you get post Nations League. Absolutely boring.
My favorite quote of like this match in general came from Tutto Sport, where they said, "Makes you wonder if you should have spent the afternoon at IKEA instead."
I don't disagree with that. I think
it's a Saturday afternoon. I could have went to IKEA. I would have got it way more accomplished.
Yeah, I think that's a valid comment. To be honest, there's nothing really to be upset about this match. Like, I don't have anything where I'm like, oh, what the F? Because you didn't have a striker. Your back line is practically gone. And really, in all honesty, you win in Milan and you got a point. Like, I don't think there's anything better than that right now. So, like, for example, with both two Milan teams, you got 1 point away. I think maybe with Inter, you might have been able to get away with 3, possibly if certain things went your way, but you got points. Because my thing is, rule of thumb for this is like when you're away at a rival, if you are there to prevent them from getting 3 points, I think that's a win. And I think Misak said it best on Discord. It doesn't matter. You're away. You took a point away. Just beat the fodder teams that you play after. So I personally have no complaints. You guys did the watch along. You guys might be more pissed off than I am.
We talked about we got into politics. It got bad. We talked about politics on 2 occasions.
God, the waffling.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the waffling.
Yeah, I still wouldn't have went to IKEA. God, I hate that place. I've only gone there once, and I knew I wouldn't. I hate that place. It's hell.
Everybody hates the place, but the problem is we like the prices.
No, I hate everything about that. I still enjoyed my time with you guys more. I'm glad I didn't go to IKEA. Fuck that place. No, but it was bad.
The game was bad.
We talked about American politics, European politics, none of the good kinds of politics.
Oh, the bad stuff.
Yeah, all the bad stuff. Not even about food. I didn't even have a rant about ketchup. Just we went straight to politics.
You know, the thing I thought was ironic how Milan didn't like have a single shot on target for the most part
until like 90th minute or
because
something.
like I look at the front line. It's Musa, Morata, and Leao, and then like I think Pulisic came on as well too. Those guys couldn't get a shot.
No, nothing.
Like that to me is what was more mind-boggling. Is like those guys. Like this is more of a ha-ha to Milan than it is to us.
So Vince is saying, "Oh shoot, this isn't the tinfoil hat show," alluding to some conspiracies. We've discovered that you can't restrict that kind of thing to any particular day, evening. You know, it's when there's conspiracies, and you just have to tackle them as they come. You don't need a specific day or segment. It's always conspiracy day. So that's the answer to that. You never know, man. You just don't know. Wait for it.
Yeah, that's the only shot Milan had on target right there. Teo Hernandez, last minute shot into the goalkeeper's hands. 0.02 expect. Good Lord. You know, I did find it ironic though. I thought it was funny because I could hear the CBS commentator when I was listening to the game. He's talking about Coop as a striker, and he's like, Juve aren't playing without a striker, but it's not like they have one in general anyways, because the other one just sits in between two center backs all game. That was pure comical.
Yeah, he's gotten chippy this year. I noticed. Yeah, he's just tired of all this boring bullshit that he's just getting chippy.
Yeah. I really don't have much to add. I think again it's post-international break. You escaped without any additional injuries. You didn't have a striker for a good majority of the match. You were playing Coop as a 9, which is just really, really weird. But I really German Dave got his camera back on. The gas is flowing.
And now you got my glorious hair.
Yes, we do.
We have a third camera. We have our third camera. If only we can get a third striker, one that could be healthy and score goals.
Yeah.
Or a second one.
The second one. Or here, let me be an asshole and say a first. But
yeah.
No, but in all honesty, like I don't really see anything to really hang your head on this one. This one's clear cut, ugly footy, post international break, 0-0. I think I said it Thursday, right? I was saying it was going to be a 0-0 draw.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm disappointed with Milan, not with their performance in itself, but that they didn't even try, because this game, honestly, they needed it more than we did.
Mm-hmm. They're at home.
We are depleted. They were at home. We have barely a rotation right now. We have 2, or you can argue maybe 3 fit center backs, because Danilo's a half one, and yeah, Kalulu is half one. So and that's Gatti, Kalulu, Danilo. Yeah, sorry, that's one at added up it's 2 fit center backs. Sorry, my math here.
So the concern. So let me push back on you there. So I think the concern is, had they lost, so had Juve won, Juve goes to 27, Milan goes to 18. That's roughly almost a 10-point gap. So I think right now it's just like, okay, let's maintain it as a draw, keep it at 4, and then we just, we move on from there.
No, for sure.
I don't think Milan wanted to risk it as much, as because like
this. No, I know, but what is Milan thinking about? Are they thinking about the European places? Are they thinking about the Scudetto? Did they already write off the Scudetto? Like, what are their ambitions? Because they played like they have no ambitions, and they're, sorry to say it, but they're 10 points behind Napoli.
Yeah, well, I mean they're 10 points behind the top 4.
So they're not in a title race, and if a title race is their goal, they had to do something.
Milan is literally the cutoff of the rest of the league. It's like it stops at us, and then Milan and the rest of the league, they're shitty teams. They're just the rest of the table.
which is interesting because you have like your top 4 that's like really, really good, and then like everything else is absolutely shit.
Yeah. Like 25
or
points
top
isn't bad to
6.
have right now.
No,
It's
it's
just
not.
impressive that it's that tight at the top,
I'm
especially with teams like Fiorentina, Lazio, Atalanta trading blows up there.
I'm impressed with the deficiencies that we have. We're only 4 points off the top.
Yes.
It could be
yes.
worse.
Like that's where I'm a little bit impressed. Yeah, because the one team that I haven't anticipated to do what they're doing, and they're being consistently with what they're doing,
Moisey. So Moisey's doing it.
is this guy.
Yeah.
Because I honestly think at this point this guy has absolutely propelled Fiorentina to like overperform at this point.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna,
Yeah.
because like that's insane right there.
10 goals
9.
in 12
Is already at
matches.
a-
Crazy.
already at
And
1,000 minutes.
he started every single match as well.
Yeah,
Crazy.
1,000 minutes, man. He's
That's nuts.
that
It's
consistency.
10 and 12. That is ridiculous.
Only
average,
2 yellow cards. That's an
Mm.
improvement.
dude, and on average, 7.5 is crazy.
Yeah. No,
For a
he's
striker that doesn't have a lot of touches or doesn't have the possibility to steer a game or to be the creator. Like he's purely the goal scorer, and to have a 7.5 consistently is crazy.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, that was the thing where it's just I'm looking at it, and like for example, Moisey the entire time, I think he only had 4 shots, made 1 of them. I think that's what it is right now. He's averaging like 1 goal a game, but or like 0.8, but yeah, 2 shots, 50%.
That's good.
That's a
Honestly,
great conversion.
That's good.
I'm happy for him.
I am. I'm too.
See,
I
we can be
honestly,
happy for
that's
players. We
exactly.
don't. It's not like Chiesa. Chiesa isn't the every situation. We're actually happy here with Moisey.
I agree.
Chiesa was a dick about things. Moisey
Yeah,
just wanted to make a music video. That's
Yeah,
all.
Moisey just wanted to make a music video. But that to me is like nuts, and that's just like I kind of want to look at, like for example, that's gonna be something I want to probably do a deep dive later on. Is because they're playing the same system as Malta. It's a 4-2-3-1. I think it's the same style. I think Palladino plays almost identical. Am I not? Like maybe less possession, probably. 3-12. Like
Well,
it's.
let's
But
not
by
forget
the way,
Palladino. Palladino was on the list of potential suitors.
Oh, he was definitely. No,
I didn't agree with
is
it until he
Bove
showed. Go ahead.
is Bove loaned or from Roma, or did they buy him outright?
Who?
Bove, Eduardo Bove. I don't know, something with E and Bove.
I got it right here.
Eduardo, yeah. And I was wondering if he is loaned or if Fiorentina bought him outright from Roma, because he was, like, for a couple of years now, in my opinion, one of Roma's best young players. And to have him in the lineup and him like shining like this is
Yeah,
crazy.
he's still on loan.
Oh, on loan. Okay. No, but he's really good. I didn't expect him to like how many minutes did he play already this season?
Oh, that's a good question. Started 10, played 11.
That's crazy, honestly. And 7.3 as well, like on average in the green. He's really good, man.
22-year-old midfielder. Absolutely killing it.
Yeah, not bad.
That team
And
is
and also look at the versatility of his position. It said like defensive midfielder, left winger. I remember he played for Roma in the half spaces offensively as well, and he's doing that right now as well. So he's really good, man. Obligation to buy, you see? Yeah.
Not bad. He is from Rome.
He is killing it.
Yeah. No, Fiorentina did a decent mercato with our loan money for Nico Gonzalez.
Yeah, they did.
They did, and we haven't, unfortunately. But yeah, that for me, it's just like I wonder at what point does the wheels fall off for Fiorentina? Do they maintain this for the entirety of the season? Perennially
I don't know.
challenge for top four?
They have honestly their lineup is decent. Colpani, like half of Serie A was after him from Beltran. Maybe got there up in age, but he's still decent, I think. Adli was for a couple of years really good at Milan before he got replaced by Reinders and the new midfielders like Musa and those guys. Like Adli was really good there, and Bove, like I said, like he's one of the players that you already heard for a couple of years if you play FIFA or EAFC, and he's one of the good talents that you always can buy on cheap, and he has a 80 something potential, man. And that's how I knew him in the first place. And yeah, he was really good at Roma already, but wasn't getting enough game time, in my opinion. And now at Fiorentina, he seems to be starting, like the outright starter.
This is the betting line here. Moise Kean propels Fiorentina to be the victors of Serie A while becoming the Capocannoniere, all while cutting a platinum record for 19F.
No, I will lose my no. I don't. No. We're not going there. We're not. Nope. Nope.
This sounds like one of those random F1 stats, that ESPN or whoever on motorsport.com posts. Max Verstappen is now the record holder for the most led laps in afternoon dark conditions or whatever.
Listen, take it or leave it. There's my bet. I'm throwing down.
I'm not doing it because then I look at what we have as a striker and I just willfully grunt in disappointment. So
Max Verstappen, the first driver to finish 150 race laps with one arm tied behind his back or something like that.
You know what the most impressive thing would be, though, out of that whole line that I gave? Would be if 19F got a platinum record.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think Moise Kean would
that would be crazy. Brother, I think he would trade the Capocannoniere for a platinum record, brother.
So because the thing that I find really crazy about this pace that he's on, he could hit 30 in Serie A alone.
Yeah,
he's on right now. He is, yeah.
Like he's on pace for 30 in Serie A, and then I think let me actually look at his stats.
I think right now he's on pace for 27 or 26 or something like that.
Yeah, because he's there. He's like almost at 30, and then if I look at, let me see if I can pull his other ones too.
9 goals, 1 assist.
Because he's got that in Serie A. I'm wondering if I can pull.
I can do it on FBref.
Yeah, if you wanna get it on all comps. Because FOTMob doesn't do all comps. I'm just I'm genuinely curious.
Well, as he gets to that, check out this nice little nutmeg from Chico on Rafael Leao.
That's a little bit of that's he did that with intent. That's some Portuguese intent right there.
Yeah, that was filthy. I like it.
Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get the ball back. It was a little bit too heavy of a mag, but gosh, it's almost like he's the only player besides Kalulu that's been awesome as a pickup for us.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't even the most person that people were excited about. I think we were the most excited for Chico than anybody else.
Right now he is on 12 goals in Serie A. 9 goals, 1 assist, 12 scorers altogether, and 1 goal in the Conference League. But he only played 33 minutes, so he gets rotated out of the squad in the Conference League.
I think he scored in the qualifiers for the Conference League too. I think he had 2.
Maybe it is that one that counts. But yeah, they say 1. And this is all his goal contribution. This is all comps.
Yeah. No, man, Moise's doing it, dude.
He's great, man. 13 scorers in. Sorry. Where's this game number? I don't know. But he even overperforms his XG, 8.2 in Serie A. He scored 9 goals. 1.9 underperforms a bit in the Conference League. But still great numbers.
No, they're great. I mean, I wonder if it's more so for example, is it just easier to play at Fiorentina?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because
multiple stuff.
I've been saying that because you look at him with Italy. past couple outings and has not been good. He gets the
No,
ball. He gets the
nobody-
service more so when he fucks it up.
Nobody looks good on that Italy team though.
Oh, they
And
do look
also,
pretty decent.
and also, I think we underestimate the impact of starting games, of getting actual game time, so you can play yourself into form.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because when he played, when he got minutes for us, it wasn't like he was bad. Like his positioning was great, his passing and how he was involved offensively was great. The shots just weren't falling. Like how many times did he hit the post or whatever, or how many of them were incredible saved by a goalkeeper or whatever. Like his output was always incredible. It was just the outlook. The pure scoring that was missing.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if he gets 40 or 50, that's just going to be an absolute steal.
Yeah, relax,
like if he,
relax with that. Come on,
no,
30.
no, I
30
mean,
for sure.
I'm saying like if he gets no, I'm saying his price tag. If he gets sold, Fiorentina stole him from us. Gosh, man, and we celebrated that too. We're like, holy fuck, we got 18 for him. Holy smokes! And now he's gonna probably go for like 100 million to some random Premier League
market value, man. That was market value.
Market value, man. But yeah, kudos to Fiorentina. I'm curious to see how long they'll last up there. But can we talk about Napoli? Like,
by the way, before switching to Napoli, do you know what Moise Kean earns per year at Fiorentina?
A bag of chips and an espresso?
Nearly. It's
1.5.
651K per year.
He definitely needs that platinum record if he wants to get rich. Holy fuck.
He needs to. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Everybody's clowning him for making a mixtape. He needs it now.
Oh, sorry, I calculated wrong. Give me a second. Sorry,
I'm sitting there. Jesus.
Sorry. Give me a second.
This is German efficiency, everyone.
Yeah, sorry.
Not German engineering. They're good at engineering, not accounting.
No, I'm a law guy, not a math guy. Sorry.
They're good with the math as long as the gold comes from other countries.
Hey.
Oh, that's a Trudeau joke.
All right,
hey, at least they have houses.
All right, I calculated it, but still cheap, brother. Okay, so who wants to take? It's
got to be 1 mil, 1.5 or 2 million.
I think 1.5.
2.6.
Ah, fuck.
That's
but it's still, dude, it's still crazy cheap, man.
No, it's ridiculously cheap.
Actually, I'm gonna bring back now just as a side.
Hey, at least I'm acknowledging that I make mistakes and correct them. So,
just there was an interview with Moisey, but as we're making fun of it, you said Trudeau, and I even click on anything political. This is just what's trending in my country. Trudeau, national disgrace. So if that kind of paints a picture, I don't know what else does. Let's move on to Napoli.
Okay, so let's talk about Napoli. So do you guys, is it a fair assessment to say like they have some kind of like contract with the dark arts?
Conte, of course. That's the
because like seriously, like is it at this point, like can I sit there and say that Antonio Conte is like the Bill Belichick of like league coaching?
No. Bill Belichick is kind of far. For now, let's give who is a hard-nosed coach that hasn't won like the exceptional like amount of titles. Like,
did you say he's a Mike Babcock in hockey?
No, I don't think he's a Mike Babcock.
If I knew hockey, I could give you an answer.
I don't know NFL, and you guys are fucking. So
Jim Harbaugh. How about that one?
Somebody's getting left out of this conversation. Clearly,
yeah.
Jim Harbaugh. I would say Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, that's
because like Jim Harbaugh is like a really weird dude.
Yeah,
but like somehow like they're defensively good and their teams are just efficient offensively. It's not like they have
if Dan Campbell wins the Super Bowl, is he Conte? Like he's the hard-nosed guy that gives you the crazy speeches and everything?
No, but Dan Campbell
or is Dan Campbell too outgoing? Like,
no, I would say Dan Campbell's kind of like a Klopp.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Like Dan Campbell is methodical. Like for example, Dan Campbell team like
cocaine.
Yeah, he's like, fuck, we're up by 25 at halftime. Let's drop 52 on them. Or like, for example, with the
Let's-
Colts.
We're up by 30. Let's go for the 4th down.
Like, yeah, Dan Campbell is like a different, like he's like Jurgen Klopp with tobacco chew in his mouth every game. Like that's what
You're
Dan
right.
Campbell is. Like
You're right.
because the thing is like Dan knows how to, like, for example, Dan can take like a youth under 18 product and make him play like he's world class. Because like if you look at that Lions team, like their fucking back line, I'm thinking of a defensive term, but if you look at their defense, and then that goes credit to Aaron Glenn too, but like they've got people now with Hutchinson gone, with Anzalone injured, they're just putting in people and they're still killing people. Like they went into Indianapolis and held them to 6 points. They made Anthony Richardson look like just a guy from the street. Like it's the same thing with Houston too. Like
But Anthony Richardson plays like a guy from the street.
he does, but you know they made him look like more of a street guy. Like I don't, because the Conte is like, again, I think Conte is just like a really awkward guy, but he like gets his players well drilled. I don't think, like, for example, Conte doesn't scream charisma to me. I think he's just a weird guy like Jim Harbaugh. So it's like that's why, like, if you look at it, and part of me sits there and thinks it's like he has some kind of correlation or agreement with the dark arts, because like Napoli has only scored 20 goals this season, conceded 9. And they're like, you know, the edge games 1-0, 1-0, 2-0, lose. Like, for example, most of their goals against, so like, for example, 65-70% of their goals against were from just 2 games.
So you're telling me that this is a Conte team?
I don't.
It is what it is.
By the
He
way, we
will
only
win the
scored.
title
We
doing
only scored 1 more goal.
Conte's gonna win the fucking title doing exactly that, and Dash, you're gonna hate it and you're gonna whine about it, but that's what's gonna happen.
It's pragmatism at its finest. Because, like, for example, like I look at it and it's like, okay, the 2 games that they conceded the most was Hellas Verona at the beginning with 3 and Atalanta with 3. Outside of that, they've conceded 3 goals in 9 matches.
By the way, how damn crazy is it that we conceded only 7 goals and 4 of them came out of 1 game? That's crazy. And 1 was a penalty. How many penalties
2
were?
2 were penalties. 2 were pens.
Oh, it's yeah. No, I
3
mean the
3
other one
technically.
was it Cagliari?
Yeah, no,
I mean
3 of
I mean
those.
as a
3
game.
of 3 of the 7 were pens. 4 were
Crazy.
open play.
Crazy, man. Like defensively, we're incredible, man.
So yeah, I look at it and it's just like, I could see a battle of attrition between Mota and Conte go to the end, where it's just like who out cheeses the other one. Do I, like, you know, honestly, do I have my mind where it's like we're going to win the title this season? I don't think so.
But we've
I
lost
I
our
think I was
cheese.
the most optimistic.
Yeah.
This is our cheese grater right here. Look at him go. We don't have no more. We can't win on cheese alone.
Well,
Our
here's the
cheese gra-
thing.
Our cheese grater is still in the J medical. We need that
Yeah,
guy
the
back.
the cheese grater's there, but like, for example, like that's the thing that surprises me and scares me about Moise Keane is like he had a knack for cheese goals, and if he's able to consistently get cheese goals, like he is going to be crazy. Because, like, you know who I would comp with the ability to get like an extremely crazy amount of cheesy goals would be Mario Icardi. Mauro Icardi. I said Mario. Mauro Icardi.
You do that.
But
It's okay.
he's on 1 leg.
I know he's on 1 leg, but like Mauro Icardi was just
You
like a
kidding me?
master of cheese goals.
Hey,
Cardi
Jeff
is a
back.
tripod. He is not on 1 leg. The way Wanda
Jeff
works.
is alive.
Come on, 1 leg. It's got 3.
Yeah, I think Icardi is like an absolute cheese master when he was at his prime, the prime of his powers. But if Keane becomes that, dude, Keane's gonna fetch a really, really pretty penny for teams that just do nothing but spam balls forward.
Yeah, dude. If it continues, he will leave Fiorentina in the summer already.
Oh, absolutely,
Absolutely. If it continues at this pace.
Yeah, he's going to Bayern Munich.
And then Arsenal will not pay us 50. They will pay Fiorentina, I don't know, 30 something.
Fiorentina will sell it to him for 30. That'd be hilarious.
Oh,
That's just stupid business.
Dash, you're gonna hate this. Look what I found.
Oh, that motherfucker! I hate him so much.
He's not
Oh,
good.
oh my god!
Oh my god. Speaking of
Oh my
cheese, this is as cheesy as it gets. Look at him.
dude! I don't think there has ever been a more mediocre goalkeeper that has made a reputation out of saving a couple of penalties and being Messi's on Messi's team. That's
Yeah.
it.
It's kind of funny how that still exists. Like a penalty specialist is still a thing nowadays. Because like I remember back then with Tim Krul, like he was specifically a PK stopping goalkeeper. Nothing else. Whenever there's PKs,
No,
he
but
gets in.
but honestly, how much of it is just, sorry to say that word, but aura. Like if you saved couple of them, like it's not necessarily that you are an incredible like shot stopper or penalty saver, but I think the player that is taking the penalty gets affected like mentally by it. Like at some point, if it
It's a
happened once,
mind
it
game.
happened twice.
It's a
It's mind games.
mind game. Yeah. It's taking PKs are mind games. I always like whenever I do them, I never look at the keeper. I never look at the net. I never like
Yeah.
as like for example, if a
Just
PK gets
stay cool.
called,
Stay cool.
as a PK gets called, I know where I'm putting it before I even walk up to the spot. Because like for example, I'll take my warm-up shots before I start playing a game and I'll like hit the net. I'll see where I'm hitting consistently where I like it, and that's where I hit the PK. I don't
Yeah.
care if the goalkeeper's seen it. He's not. I'll put enough power on it where he's not able to touch it. Like that's honestly what I do. Because it's just like because I've played both sides, right? I've played as the one taking the PK, and I've also played in net stopping PKs. The moment I see someone look at me, I already know that they're not sure of where they're going, and then I just look at where their eyes are going, and then I just full extension, just easy.
Yeah.
Like it's not for me. Like especially with the way that the game is going nowadays, where it's like I think PKs now are more easier to save than they used to be, but I do think nowadays, like for example, if that little like stutter step rule that Dusan, like, and this is I'm not knocking Dusan, but like for example, you know how he kind of like stops, but his momentum's still driving him forward. Like if that was like fully taken out, where it's just like, hey, you have to, stride up and run and do it. I think the PK save average would be even higher.
Oh yeah,
Because like
definitely.
for example, what was it? There's like one season where Chesney saved like 7 or 8 in a row.
Yeah.
And I think that was the season that Chiesa tore his ACL, I think too. But yeah, like for example, like an actual like I think the best PK taker I've ever seen in my life is Balotelli by far.
Hey, let me
What's he
ask you a
doing?
question. Let me at Genoa, sitting on the bench, I believe.
Yeah.
Disappointing.
Let me ask you a question on Cristiano Ronaldo because JJ brought it up. Well, was he a great penalty taker? Because I remember so many that the goalkeeper saved. Isn't it just the
Volume.
sheer like
Volume.
quantity that he scored?
Him and Messi have like a ridiculous volume of those.
Yeah.
Because like if
I
you were to
think-
ask me, I think Messi's a terrible penalty taker.
Ronaldo was
It's
good at penalties,
dude.
though.
But honestly, isn't it? So sorry to bring him up, but isn't it like in all honesty, close to Kobe? Like Kobe never had a great shot percentage. Or
No,
sorry,
I don't think so. Like for
like
example,
he was just taking like a fucking load of shots, and
you
of
take
course, like a load of them will go in.
well,
No pause.
there was times like for example in his prime where he would shoot 2 or 3 pens a game.
Yeah.
Like once you get to that point where like that sheer volume goes up, like that to me, that's like it's kind of like he's made too much and he's also shot too much of them, so it's
Yep.
kind of negligible. But like the reason why I would say Balotelli, because like for example, Balotelli's sample size is small, but at one point he had 100% conversion rate. Like it was like where Jose Mourinho was like, if I need someone to make a PK, it's Balotelli. Same thing with Mancini at Man City.
Well, let me do live research of Ronaldo's penalty stats.
Ronaldo? I mean
Yeah.
that is one of his names. So he did certainly have enough of them. What do you think?
Though I will hang my hat on this and say, in clutch moments, I think Ronaldo is very, very lethal.
Oh yeah, he's super clutch. He was super clutch in any situation. He was just clutch.
Because, like for example, the reason why I say that is, how many times has he gone against John Oblak and like must-win PKs. Like his PK decides like essentially the fate of the match. So it's like
So,
go ahead.
all-time career penalty stats. Messi, out of 140 penalties, scored 109, which is a 77.9%. And Ronaldo scored out of 200 career penalties, 169, which is 84.5%. So, yeah.
What's the average? Just like world
That's what
average,
I'm
or
trying to find now.
because I mean 85 seems like an okay number, but I don't know what we're comparing that to at all. I would say it doesn't mean that you're bad.
Let me look that up as well.
And then I can't believe we're getting Ronaldo.
All right, so the success rate of a penalty kick is around 75%.
Oh.
So both are above average.
Oh.
So
All right.
Yep.
That's it. I gave you the drop, and then this radio saw. I see when Dash gives a drop.
I was reading something. Sorry, I was reading
Get
the
your
numbers.
hairy leg off the camera.
It's not hairy. It's white.
Oh, it's your pants. I thought.
Okay. What? If I'm this white, I'm gone. I'm dead at this point.
I thought you were that white. You don't get much sun, man.
My third leg. No,
you work inside all day and you come home and live in a basement. You don't get much light.
Shit. I need a vacation.
Yeah, you do. All right.
So, Alessandro Del Piero, out of 92 taken penalties, scored 72. Conversion rate 84%.
Okay, you can't just drop that man's name without actually talking about this man's name tonight. The future president of the Federacy.
If you go for it, I just wanted to rattle down the stats if you want
to. Go down, but you have to show the man some respect. He's gonna take Ravina down.
I hope so. Finally, somebody on our side.
On everyone's side.
So, yeah, my man Alessandro, let's go. All right, Cristiano Ronaldo is in 9th place, the conversion rate of 84%, like we said. Frank Lampard on P8, out of 70 taken, scored 60. That's a conversion rate of 86%. David Villa's the next one, but the site doesn't load properly. So, sorry. I don't know.
So Ronaldo's the 9th best ever. That's decent.
Oh, David Villa as well, 86%. P6 will make you angry. It's Bruno Fernandes, 90%.
Yeah, because he takes so many of them.
He took 51 penalties, scored 46 so far. P5, Mario Balotelli, 90%. Out of 52, scored 47.
Wow. I was going to say, he's fucking elite when it comes to those.
4th place, Aaron Shearer with 92%, a Brit. That's not what I expected so far up. But yeah, taken 78, scored 72. 3rd is Marco van Basten.
And you expected that? Did you expect that to be so high? Why can't an Englishman be that high up? What's your? You were just yelling at an Englishman for hating on Germans the other week, but
yes.
What are you trying to say here, Dave?
I don't.
That's toxic. Oh, that's toxic.
I'm not hiding it. I know I'm toxic towards the British. No, but yeah, Marco van Basten, 94%, took 55 penalties, scored 51. Number 2, Michel Platini, scored 97% of his penalties, took 45, scored 44. And number 1, Matt Le Tissier, but his 98%, took 49, scored 48.
All right.
That's pretty
That's
crazy.
the
So,
penalty stats for
let
you
me
guys.
let me do a live pivot here. Jeff wants to drop some hot takes from the Milan Juve game. Do we let him in or no?
It's a call-in show. Like
Fuck it. All right, here we go.
we just didn't talk about it. So
It's a
Yeah,
Monday
it was
show.
just
Anything could
it's
happen.
I don't give a shit. Here you go, Jeff. Just don't come in naked.
Or
Did come in, guys. Just let me say one thing. I know my tits are hanging out, but
and they're
this match was
huge.
and this match was honestly really boring.
I'm disappointed if he doesn't show up in a bathrobe at least.
You know how funny that would be if he shows up with sunglasses, a bathrobe, and a cigar.
Now he
That-
will.
See there. Oh no, he's wearing Specsavers.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
Oh my
doing.
god, dude, he looks. Oh my god, he's got the tracksuit on. It looks like he just like closed a deal for like illegal arms or something like that. He's like, bro, I sell you AK-47. It is the best weapon ever, made
Good
in
commission.
1946.
Very, very
Canadian,
good commission, brother.
very good condition. I got it with the Chinese ammunition. Don't blow up in face. Promise
Sash,
you it works.
How did you get a 1946 AK-47 since
Don't
it's
ask.
model 1947? It's in the fucking name dash.
Dave, prototypes, prototypes, Maple Dave, prototypes.
All right, Jeff, cook.
Oh wait, whoa, what was it? It was definitely a snooze fest. But what did I think about that game? It's really simple. We weren't trying to get 3 points. We were trying to get 1 point. That was it. There wasn't there to win. We weren't there to win. We were there to get a tie because we're completely depleted. And I think for the rest of the games, I think we're just trying to get a point in hopes of getting 3 points. If we can sucker punch our way into it, sure. But if we can't, then a point will be good enough. That's what I'm starting to get the idea of. And I don't know, like, I don't know what the hell, like, our players are eating. I don't know what it is. Like, what are they feeding our players? Because they're just getting, it's like they're fragile. The moment they step into ring, our muscles are fragile. Like, what the hell is going on?
Did they switch to like gluten-free pasta or some shit?
I don't know, man. The crazy thing is that the players that we got are Nico Gonzalez, like they were fucking Ironmans. They weren't missing matches.
I'm talking about even Douglas Luiz. I mean, God
Douglas
damn.
Luiz played 50 something games last season as well. Like
Or Bremer,
it's
who's
crazy,
like
man.
who's a tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can argue maybe an ACL is a freak injury, but maybe also not because of the amount of games you are playing. But it's damn incredible, like how like immediately they hit like they land at the airport in Torino and immediately like, dude, bone bruises, weak muscles, crazy, man.
Man, to one game, to one perspective, I could understand, like, playing a lot of games, you get tired. Look, I'm 32 years old. I was playing a tournament on Saturday, and I couldn't even play 3 games. Like, I only can play 1.5 games. I'm 32, and I couldn't do that. So obviously, like, I mean, they're getting paid millions and millions of dollars still. I mean, don't they take care of their bodies? Don't they do their best way to find the right personal trainers for like mobility training to be able to have like the right yoga instructors? Just something, damn it. Because like you can't, I mean, obviously, like maybe take notes out of Cristiano Ronaldo. Like, how's he been so successful?
He's not human though. He's one of the lizard people.
Yeah, but then again, you know, at the end of the day, it's a mindset thing. If you got money, you got resources, and what are you gonna do? You gotta hire the right people. Tom Brady's not even freaking athletic for shit, but he hired the right guys to do the proper mobility training. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. It, I think, for athletes is the proper mobility training and stretching. If you can stretch your muscles, you have less likelihood of actually getting injured, and the less likelihood of getting injured. And they have to do that because now games are going to be increased, and probably in the future they're going to increase more games. So you have to be smart and to be able to maintain your career, your whole footballing career, whether you're playing for Juve or not. Like, this is just common sense now.
I feel like one of your many jobs may be that of a life coach. Have you ever done that?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I could be an asshole too.
Yeah, no, I feel like you can just walk into like one of these athletes' house and just make him your bitch and tell him what to do. It's like, listen, get your fucking diet right. Get on the treadmill. Let's fucking go. You're
honestly,
that kind of guy.
I think Jeff can be a bit more like not as risque Andrew Tate-ish.
No, I understand what, like, I know Andrew Tate, how he's famous because he's just confident. He says stupid, outlandish shit with confidence. I guess that's like the name of the game. You
Is that
say
the
it
guy
with
with the pizza box?
Yeah. God, I don't know. Like that was pretty much, yeah. I don't know. They just say things with confidence, and then people eat it up, and then that whole space is completely different because a lot of guys are frustrated, angry, and they're desperate, so they'll get any advice from anybody from online and be like, yes, whatever you say is like complete fucking true, and then that's how cults get put into place as well. I've seen this. The problem is I'm too online. That's the issue. I'm too freaking online.
He's wired.
And I've noticed it.
He's wired.
Oh, yeah. But yeah. Oh, but by the way, I want to give Dash credit where he deserves this credit because
stroke my ego. Yes,
I will stroke your ego this time because sometimes I will disagree with you, but today I will give you credit for Moise Keane. You are completely correct. You were right about him. You were the one that you've been believing in Moise Keane, and he's been doing a phenomenal job. But again, the only one thing I will say is I don't know yet if he's able to handle like a bigger shirt, meaning like a Juventus or an other top club.
Like the shirt that Vlahovic, is it like the shirt that Vlahovic has to lift all the time?
I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
No, he did. And honestly, I've noticed this since last year where you were saying about the hold up play. But I don't know yet if he's able to handle a bigger club with a bigger responsibility. We know that if the pressure is little and he's able to go to a mid-table team, he's able to do a lot of great things. He's capable, he's competent, but he needs to keep his mentality in check when he's facing bigger clubs.
That's valid.
I guess we will find out next season at Arsenal.
No, I think, like, for example, 100% that's valid. I think for me, like, how does he play when there's a scheme against him?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this season there's not going to be much. There's just kind of like, well, shit, we need to figure out how to stop Moise. Like, that's one of the things that they'll do. But like, I still think for me, like, I'm just kind of like, I have to see, like, for example, how he handles, because that's the thing, right? Like, you can be absolutely electric, and then the next season people figure you out and you kind of go through your sophomore slump like that. That's where I think, because I think this is Keane's breakout season in Serie A. Mm-hmm. I think the biggest indicator is going to be how he handles it next season. Like Kvara had a sophomore slump. Dusan has had a sophomore 3 years. And
Kvara has turned good.
Dusan,
like this season, Kvara has been good. Last season was mediocre, but Kvara turned it around.
The issue with Dusan is he's got ego. It's that Balkan ego, and that's got to go. Like, that's what it is with him. He's just, it's like he could be a Croat, an Albanian, or a guy from Kosovo. It doesn't matter. Like, it's this ego with him, and that's his problem. Like, I think he's got entitlement issues. On top of that, you're getting paid big bucks and you're not delivering. You're doing 6 goals in 12 matches. That's unacceptable. I expected it. I'm not surprised. But with Dusan, obviously, he needs to get his head out of his ass, especially when he said that with the whole thing with Serbia. I'm like, bro, come on. How are you going to let a Mitrovic do that, like, perform better than you? Come on. Like, that's embarrassing.
At this point, like, I don't even want to talk about him anymore, because apparently people are going to get pissed on me in the comments and say that I whine about him. So whatever, let him do his thing. Leave him in his deep, dark corner. I'm still going to continuously praise Keane, because I think, again, same age. I think, in my opinion, I think Keane has dealt with harder adversity, because, again, popping off for 6 months, or not even 6 months, but a few weeks at Juve, and then getting sold to Everton to be the main man for Everton, failing pretty harshly, actually, going to PSG, playing third fiddle to Mbappe and Neymar, then coming back to us, trying to be the main man in a team that was absolutely dog shit. because that
Yeah.
team was terrible. Max's first season, like the player personnel, I mean, it was terrible throughout Max's entire tenure.
Mhm.
And then going to Fiorentina, where it's like, okay, refigure yourself out, figure things out. Like for him, I'm happy to see him go in the trajectory that he's going. Whether or not he can maintain it, that's a different thing.
Mhm.
And stop baiting me, David. I know you're doing this on purpose, you maple bastard. But thinking about it, like, for example, from a coaching perspective, it's great to see. I do think, like, for example, if Keane maintains this trajectory, I think Italy will be good. They'll have a striker for the next 5 or 6 or maybe 8 years, fingers crossed.
Right.
I still think, for example, with Retegui, I think he's broken out quite well. Whether or not Retegui can maintain this level consistently is a different story. Again, I'm happy for him. That's good for both of them. But I think, because for the biggest thing ever, Keane always had an issue with his body and understanding how his body worked physically on the pitch. I think this season, from what I've seen, and I need to watch more Fiorentina matches. I am guilty for not doing so, but Keane's been able to do quite well, honestly. I mean, like, for example, he's had, I think, 1 or 2 from the spot, but everything's been an open play, tap-ins, shots, beating players off dribbles. He's looking really good. I mean, honestly, he's looking really good, but do I think he comes back to Juve at any point? I don't think so. I think the ship with Juve has sailed for Keane, but I'm happy to see him do well.
I will give another credit to Palladino. I think Palladino knew the type of player he was. I know that Palladino also wanted Keane in last January at Monza at the time of the tenure at Monza. So he wanted to buy him out for loan or get him out on loan at that time. So I think Palladino also knows the type of players he wants. So I think when he got Keane, I think it was a really good move for him, for his career as well. So I wanted to give Palladino some credit. I think he will probably be a really good coach in the future. So we'll see how that also goes.
It's got a good trajectory. Already going from Monza to Fiorentina. That's a pretty
No, I like I said, for me, if Palladino went to Juve after Monza, I think that would have been too high of a jump.
Yeah.
I think for Palladino to go in and to take Fiorentina to the point where they're doing, I think you can tout him for a Milan or an Inter or a Juve if he's able to do something like that. Kind of the same trajectory for Motta. You know, like it's a similar mindset or similar trajectory where I want to answer Vinny's question. Do I think Keane will excel in the Nazionale, or is it too much for him? I think this version or this iteration of the Italian national team is absolute dog shit. I don't think anyone will excel. And it's so much harder with, like, for example, and this is the one message I kind of want to clear out for international football, is that systems, tactics, and coaches have become so incredibly niche and diverse where it is difficult for national team players to truly excel.
I can answer that. I think under a Max Allegri system, he probably could.
It is very, in my opinion, I think, like, for example, if you take a player that scores 35 goals in a system that he's getting 7 or 8 chances a game, and you put him into the national team setting where he's getting 2 or 3, he's gonna suck. And I think that's, like, for example, what's happened, and that's what, hot take, but this is what happened to Ciro Immobile. Because, like, for example, every offensive action, every tactical approach ran through Immobile at Lazio. Whereas in Italy, especially the Italy that won the Euro, you had Insigne, you had two-kneed Chiesa, and you had Domenico Berardi. You had Jorginho that was orchestrating. So, like, for example, because this is the one thing that people got to understand, and a lot of people don't understand about international footy. There's only one ball. And generally, most national teams are filled with players that need the ball. Like, for example, the national teams that excel really, really well is not the ones that have the loaded star power. It's the ones that have 1 or 2 stars that, like, for example, in each phase of the game. And I'm going to, in German, Dave is going to lick his chops, but Spain, for example, where you have Rodri, that was your main phase orchestrator in the middle of the pitch, and Yamal, that was the offensive, where the plays go through Yamal in the final third of the pitch. Where defensively, I can't really comment that much on it because I don't know Spain center backs as well. But Spain, in my opinion, had 2 superstars that knew how to balance and orchestrate, and everyone played around those 2 players. The midfielders played around Rodri. The midfielders were supporting cast to Rodri.
Mhm.
And
He
then
made
offensively,
he
And
made
then-
Fabian Ruiz, who is good but not great, but he made Fabian Ruiz look like the dude. He made him look like Iniesta, like when Iniesta had his best days, went forward and scored and passed and everything.
That
like-
was one of the main reasons why I had Rodri to win the Ballon d'Or, and
Exactly.
rightfully so. He should have won that because because a lot of people, even right now, when I'm playing some of these games that I play soccer and some league games, they were like talking about this. Is like, how is Rodri a CDM winning? I'm like, you guys do not understand the game at all. Like that guy, if he is not on that pitch, City is failing, and on top of that, Spain will fucking fail. That's how important he is.
I will argue to my grave that Vinny Jr. did not deserve the Ballon d'Or. That is the easiest. That is the easiest argument to have. Easiest argument to have.
First of all, like you have to understand, like he didn't even have the best numbers last season. That was Bellingham. Like I would give a better argument for Bellingham. I'm not even a Madrid guy. I hate Real, but like I wouldn't even get mad if Jude Bellingham won it. Like he was better than Vinny Jr. last season. I mean, this season, yes, Vinny's doing a little bit better than Bellingham, but like last season,
By the way, he's out for a month now. Vinny's out
No.
for a month as well.
Vinny to me, it's just like my opinion of the Ballon d'Or is a player that is essentially that much of an important cog for their team that they essentially elevate the level of their team. For me, I think Bellingham did better than Vinny did last year. I think Bellingham, like, because all due respect to Vinny, because like for example, but Ronaldo is kind of similar. Well, the difference between Ronaldo and Vinny is like Ronaldo was an alien compared to what Vinny is. Like there's absolutely no comp. Vinny is, again, he's able to run really fast and is able to do a couple of elasticos. Like even if I were to look at it, like for example, Ronaldinho to me was like the most complete midfield forward I've ever seen in my lifetime.
Yes,
like
I agree.
like for you to be Ballon d'Or status, and like Zidane as well, you need to take the position group that you're in, and because of your presence, you make that position group elite.
You want to know another thing I need to add with Vinny? Vinny has a lot of talent. Give or take.
Oh yeah, no one is saying
very
he's
crafty player. He's quick and he's very good on the counterattack type style of game. The problem with Vinny is he's not consistent. And what do I mean? He doesn't put the ball in the back of the net. You can't compare Ronaldo with Vinny. First of all, Ronaldo not only is that he's stronger, he's a stronger player. A. B, he's more consistent. He knows he's got the hunger for goal. I'm a Messi guy, and I can admit that Ronaldo has a much hunger for goal, like to be able to score and put a goal in the back of the net than Messi. But still, like then now you're going to say Vinny and put him in the same shoes as Ronaldo, to me is insane. Now, if Vinny is able to score consistently and have that instinct for goal, that okay, maybe we can have a conversation, but like at the moment, no, not even close. I'm sorry. Like to me, he's just like an Mbappe, but he doesn't know how to put the ball in the back of the net or doesn't score as consistent as Mbappe.
Look, my point on it is if you want to get a Ballon d'Or guaranteed, you have to have the incredible output of a Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi.
Absolutely.
You have to have that goal output to get the Ballon d'Or guaranteed. There's a reason why those guys won it. How long was it? 11 years on the bounce between them each other?
Yes.
Like that's how you win a Ballon d'Or, by pure output. If you want to be like, oh, it's no question he was the best player in the world last season, like Ancelotti and all the biased Real fans are saying, you have to have that output to overcome what Rodri is meaning for his teams.
No, but what I don't understand is like how are Real fans not like glazing up Bellingham? Like that is like to me is like insane. Like that's what throws me off.
Their problem is it's short memory. For Bellingham had the crazy first part of the season and played for his international team a bigger role.
Dude,
like in addition to that, and Vinny Jr. had the good back half of the season, but didn't do anything for Brazil.
Bellingham saved Southgate's career.
Yes.
He saved them
He did.
in a last minute beautiful bike against Slovenia.
Slovakia. Was it
Slovakia or
Slovakia or
Slovenia? I think it was
Slovenia?
Slovenia.
Well, one
Yes.
of the two
Yes.
Slovs.
He saved them. That was the most clutchest shit I've ever
It was
seen.
crazy.
And
I-
and I mean, if Germany's history was supposed to go the way it was supposed to, it would have just all be called Germany. We wouldn't have to worry about Slovakia or Slovenia.
It would be fun, right?
It's just an absolute just ground and pound today. I kind of want. I found. So there's two things that that came up in the past couple hours that I did not mention, because apparently the Koopmeyer's Coop train is continuously going. Apparently he played with a 38-degree Celsius fever against Milan, so like might explain why.
Because I know there's a bunch of Yanks. It's 100 Fahrenheit. I made sure that you guys understood. 100 degrees. Damn it!
Officially Michael Jordan.
And a broken rib.
Broken rib and a fever. What my hero? No, but like again, I feel bad for Coop because I think he doesn't have the right pieces in front of him. I mean, he's trying to run everywhere, cover everything. I mean, there's so much Coop Myers can do on his own. Unfortunately, it's just him and Chico right now offensively and nothing else. Outside of like wonder moments from Yildiz, but I mean like from up top and all that. So the other thing too that apparently happened is Skriniar has had a verbal agreement with Juve. Now discussions with PSG, potential players being thrown into the mix because at this point, sell the fucking farm. That's Juve's mantra at this point: sell the farm because we need something. But
no, we have to. I don't like it, but we have to. To.
I like that
we are in a bad position, and all clubs that are in a bad position have to do that stuff, and still all the youngsters. But it is the position we are in.
The question is, can he play in a back four?
Who cares? Yes. He's gonna figure it out. He has to.
We just
Juve job requirement.
Dave is right. We need just a fucking body that can play defensive football. We're at this point. We're not even looking like for a guy that can play with the ball or whatever. We will loan him like we can't afford to buy him, and we can't afford his salary if we buy him. So it's gonna be a loan. And if we loan him, like the only thing we're looking for is for him to give us a stabilized defense, and that's it. If you want a ball-playing center back that will develop into the team, we will buy a young guy, but I don't know if it's gonna be in the winter or if we have the funds to do it in the winter. And that guy is the one that you will want the offensive contribution for. I don't care if we get Skriniar on loan. Fucking give it to me. I don't care if he fits the system. We need a body, for God's sake.
We are bad. We are seriously bad. And I was afraid of this. I knew it. I was afraid. I was terrified of the fact of sacrificing two players for one quality player. And this would have like hindered our squad depth. And I was terrified of the fact that, players would be getting injured left and right. I had people in my fan club talking about how we didn't need Jadon Sancho or saying, oh, we don't need him. We don't need him. I'm like, no, we need as many people as possible. And the fact that we didn't offload Arthur and Kostic at the right time bit us in the ass.
Nobody can. How should we be able to offload those? Nobody wanted them.
I'm not saying we should, but if we would, that would have maybe had a chance to get the likes of a Sancho. I'm not saying he has to be world class. I'm not trying to glaze him up, but the fact that you have a guy that's solid and have him have more squad depth, it would definitely help. Yep. That's the whole point I'm trying to say. And then obviously add another central defender and then add another fullback would be awesome. The thing is, again, the more squad depth we have, the better likelihood for a rotation. And on top of that, I think as I'm going through my nursing program within the first 2 years, I might need to ask J Medical if they're looking for a job. Because half of these guys don't know what the fuck they're doing. Because I don't know.
Yeah. I kind of want to throw this on here as something really kind of peculiar. Oh fuck, I can't talk.
Peculiar.
Peculiar. Dude, there's sometimes, man, because it's just I can speak 4 languages, And for some reason, sometimes I'm like thinking of the other word in a different language, and then it's just like peculiar or like something.
I mean, I
just sound
speak one
stupid.
language and I can't fucking do it. So whatever, man.
I
No,
want to
I
learn
hear
how to speak
you. I
Mountie too.
understand exactly. So
Because there's times like, for example, if I'm working at the restaurant, I'm like switching between, or like for example, soccer, because like I have Mexicans and Albanians on my team, so I'm like yelling in Spanish, and then I'm yelling in Albanian, and I'm yelling in Albanian to the Mexicans, and they're looking at me like, "What the fuck are you saying?" And then I'm like, "Oh shit, I gotta switch it up." So like it gets me every single time. I wanted to talk about Gentili's transfer market per se. Players that we purchased that were rejects or fringe players have been excelling. Players that we purchased that we thought were foundational pieces from their previous teams and would carry over to our team have effectively sucked.
It's just kind of like our reject Keane is doing excellent over in Fiorentina. I mean, sometimes the system.
Like that to me is just like it's just nuts. Because like for example, Kalulu was kind of like on the fringe at Milan. Everyone's kind of like, Conceição was a bench player for Porto. He was a bench player, was a utility bench player.
I don't know how they let that guy go. I'm still
conflict of interest is how.
No,
they let that guy
it
go.
was conflict. After they sacked Sergio Conceição or something like that, and yeah, like he had the same manager of his son, of course. And hey, if you try to play power plays with your former coach, and the son is connected to the father and his agent as well, like yeah, they can force their way out.
Right. Yeah, no, also the fact also to add, McKennie did well. He's starting to do a hell of a lot better than
Weah as well, McKennie, like all.
Dude, I was telling everybody last year, brother, how quick were they to say, "Oh, should we sell him?" Like at the end of last season, people were saying, "Oh, should we sell him?" Like he didn't give us anything in his first year, brother. He's not a right wing back. It's not his position. Wait, if we get a coach at some point that will play us in his natural position, he will excel again. And brother, when he played, like how good has he been?
So,
Dude, what did we pay? 12 million for Weah?
I think it was like in the 12, 15 million. If
Dude, it's a bargain now.
Yeah, it's a bargain, and we needed that depth. People complain about depth. I mean, that's a perfect depth piece right there, especially these days where he's popping off. Sal's saying no funds unless we sell Fajoli. Books are bad. So Sal has offered whenever you're free. He's got the numbers. Yep. He's our numbers guy. Works.
I wanted to say that. If he wants to do it now, we have around 45 minutes.
Able to.
I want him, like, I want to actually have, like, maybe we have to figure out his schedule and ours, but like we could do it. That's what I'm saying. You could do a pre-record, like a dedicated video where Sal can come in and break those numbers down. Because he talked to me yesterday, and I told you guys in the chat, but like all of us were just like, like everything was just like no, and then we just like fuck, we can't do the show Sunday, so we had to push it to today. Which honestly, it's.
He shot me a message too, but I told him to write you guys because I was drunk on my Christmas.
He's like, I was drunk at my Christmas. Guys, the reason why we didn't do a show yesterday was because German Dave was copying his butt cheeks on the copy machine. That's it.
The truth comes out.
I'm honest.
It could have been an entertaining call-in show, though. So
yeah. He's like, I'm plastered and I don't care.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think Sal, we'll have a video dedicated for Sal. I think we'll just because he talked to me about the numbers report, and it's something that you guys need to understand as well, how certain things work the way that we do.
He does this for 11. Like these are legit numbers from a legit number guy.
My question is, what will bring us a transfer of Nico Fajoli? Because he definitely decreased his value. Like before he got busted for betting, like would it have been like 20 something?
Yeah. He's going to be a problem. If you're looking to liquidate him to generate funds, he is going to be an issue.
I think you need him for another year to get him back on his feet.
Well, and I think we also levied a little bit, and we mortgaged the future with that summer transfer market, and none of those players outside of a select few are hitting, and that's also concerning as well.
So 20 mil. Yeah, he was valued at 35 and then dropped down
Oh my
to
fucking
15.
God.
That's
So he's
catastrophically
That's
bad.
bad, man.
he's
You know,
actually gained
you know-
5 mil since playing again.
Yeah, though I'm like for and against it at the same time. I'm not saying that he was going to offer the midfield a huge value, but I think that he has improved. He didn't play like horrifically bad. He's
No.
had good moments, and I think that if we keep him, maybe that would increase his value again to a certain degree. That when you sell him in the summer, would be better and kind of offload Douglas Luis. I know I'm being a hater again, and I shouldn't do it, and I want him to do well, but I just keep thinking that the Brazilian curse is a big issue here.
Well,
I
we
just
know you
think
have a
this
heavy
is-
bias. Like I go against the Argentinians. You got the
I
Brazilians.
don't
That's
think-
most
I
of South America.
You see, I don't have an issue with Brazilians, particular Brazilian players, Brazilian center midfielders, particularly
It's the
Brazilians
CMs,
playing in the
okay.
center mid. I've
Just
noticed
that
that
position.
3 for 3 is they just have stunk it up.
I think by the way, you're right
Arthur.
with midfielders.
That's all I'm saying. That particular thing,
Yeah.
because obviously, Dani Alves popped off.
Dude, defenders in general, like I was thinking defenders like Roberto Carlos, Dani Alves, Thiago Silva for Chelsea was for a big part of like incredible. Even
Yeah,
Danilo's Danilo's a hard worker.
Yeah, he did well.
I'm sorry, I'm definitely like missing now a lot of them, but dude, Brazilian defenders were always crazy. David Luiz even like had an incredible high in his career doing
Oh, Lucio. Oh, Vidal coming in with
Lucio.
Lucio. Holy
Lucio.
smokes.
Dude,
Yeah,
and
he
also,
popped off.
dude, he was already a tank, and what Bayern did to him, brother.
Oh man!
Hey, remember
Oh,
Maicon too?
Maicon, of
Yeah.
course. Brazilians have had good fullbacks.
Dude,
They've always known to
do you
produce some
remember
amazing
C.
fullbacks.
Roberto?
I mean,
C. Roberto?
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Dude,
I'm not
was
saying
Bayern.
saying that like Brazilian midfielders are bad. I'm just
Yeah.
saying the ones that we got from Juve
The couple
were
of them,
not
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It were flops. Like
Yeah.
Diego, I remember that they bought about 14 years ago was a flop. Felipe Melo was a flop. And then, we talk about who else? Arthur, a humongous flop. The one that we bought and got rid of Pjanic, which I knew that was the nail in the coffin of Juve's midfield for some time. Flop. That's it. And then when you got Douglas, I didn't know much about him. And I knew like everybody was saying, oh, he's going to take Locatelli's. And I was like, just relax a bit.
Yeah.
Let's dive into it. Cause I kind of had a feeling Loca was going to bounce back because I felt like he had no other choice. He was pinned down, pushed to a corner, and he had to do good. Otherwise,
Jeff.
goodbye to his career.
You can't use our tagline. What is this? Just dive into it. Come on, man.
Oh, snap. I didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice that.
No, I know you were just rolling with it.
I guess
caught
I was
it,
just
so.
yeah.
You were
Oh,
so
dude,
confused. Too.
I was like,
That's pretty funny.
Diego was a menace at Werder Bremen. Dude, what a player, man.
oh, he was a good player. I had nothing against these guys. Like they were good.
Yeah.
They just didn't work.
Ramirez from Chelsea, dude. It's crazy that we always got the bad ones.
Or just the wrong time, different coach. Yeah, a lot of things play out. Like a lot of things play out. Like we don't know exactly why they're bad.
Dude, and how like Fabinho and Fernandinho, like those guys that popped off all of a sudden in the Premier League that for a couple of years nobody heard of, and then Fabinho was for a couple of years maybe the best defensive midfielder like for a couple of years at Liverpool. Fernandinho was one of the guys that carried Manchester City like into their best period ever, like before they then of course got Rodri and replaced him with a maybe even better player, but Spaniard. But dude, it's incredible, man.
I don't know. What do you think? Okay, so here's the question I wanted to ask was, what do you guys think for the upcoming winter mercado? Who do we let go? If it's not going to be Fajoli, who would you let go?
Just Bangula. Who else?
Yeah.
Who you got?
It's it. It's either Rui and Bangula or Fajoy. That's that or no. I don't think he sells McKenny or Way. I don't think those.
No,
guys
the problem is we can, for example, Savona or Rui would be the next young guys that you technically could sell, but we have a lack of depth on that in those positions, so we can't sell them and buy somebody that's more expensive because we don't have the funds to do it. So I think Savona and even Rui, even though like he's sitting on the bench all the time and switches between next gen and the A team basically. You can sell them in my opinion because you need them just for security.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I
yeah.
have a gut feeling that the second half of the season we're gonna pop off once our players start coming back. Like
Yeah,
once
I think
Nico
as well.
comes back. I don't think Nico's a bad player. I mean, he is considered a flop because of
he's
the
really good.
injury, but I
But
for
he's
the
good.
games that I saw, I like Nico. I do like Nico. He does
Yeah.
a pretty good job. It's unfortunate what happened. I hope this is one of the things I hope that I get proven wrong. And I don't care if people laugh at me. If Douglas Luiz actually does pop off, I hope he does good.
I think he
I
will.
want him to
think he
do
will.
good, and I hope I'm wrong on that. But I'm just like I'm just not liking it. What's going on? And I think Mota recognizes something that's not right. Again, I hope I'm wrong, but it's one of the things. I just think we need to get our players back, and then we need a center back immediately, we need an emergency center back, like
a
promptly.
starting quality.
Like,
Yeah, you
it's
need a
now.
starting quality one too.
Yeah.
Okay. We should, before we get out of here, talk about the upcoming match. Kind of a big deal. It is Champions League. It's Aston Villa. They haven't been looking good, but I'm still a little bit afraid because we don't know who we have. We don't know if we have Vlahovic.
Yep.
We might not even have McKennie. We don't have we essentially we're in the same shit ass team that we had on Saturday.
Get enough to qualify for the next round. Move on. That's it. That's my opinion on Champions League.
Another tie. Get another tie.
So get another tie. Whatever keeps you in between 9 and 24.
My problem is, as Aston Villa hasn't won a game in the last 5 games. They lost 4, tied 1. 4 of them were Premier League, and they lost against Brugge in the Champions League as well. Like, they're in really bad form. And Crystal Palace, I think, like, won only 1 game in the Champions League, and it was ironically against Tottenham. And they're in really bad form right now. But they're playing at home. Their stadium is, I hate to say it, but it's a great atmosphere and everything. I think, honestly, go to a similar playing style like we did against Milan. Try for the first 15, maybe 20 minutes, and if we see that we don't have what it takes to score a quick goal, honestly, try to just hold up defensively.
Go ahead, Dash.
I don't have much, to be honest with you. Like, I don't have much. Like, it's hard for form because these are one-off Champions League matches. Like, if anything, that what we've learned in these is, like, especially with Leipzig, especially with Stuttgart, like, these games are one-off matches. Same thing with Lille. Like, it's these games. There's no way to approach it. Like, okay, this is what they'll do. This is how we got to do it. Like, it's honestly, this is a similar iteration to the NFL. You go into a game, you don't know what you're going to do. You just have to play hard and see if you can get something out of it. That's why, for me right now, mentally speaking, I am in the.
It's any given Wednesday, basically.
Pretty much at this point, because Real is taught. Because if you look at who's on top, look at your top 8 right now. Outside of Liverpool and maybe Inter and Barcelona, you have Sporting, Monaco, Brest, and Dortmund. All respect to Dortmund and Villa, but you guys you're not the royalty of the Champions League.
Yeah.
None of the royalty.
The crazy thing is, the top 6 are doing all good in their leagues. Dortmund and Aston Villa are doing mediocre. Atalanta is doing great. Manchester City, okay, for them it's bad, but they're still in still in second position right now. We are in a good position. Arsenal is in a good position. Bayern, even though they're back from Bayern, are in a good position. Lille is really good right now. Celtic, I bet, because it's a two-team league, basically. I bet they're doing good. Zagreb, and Bayern at 17th, it's still all it's filled with teams that are in great form in their leagues right now, except for a couple. So you have to be very wary of all the teams.
Yeah,
I
mean,
would.
go
Okay.
ahead. No,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I would watch with Aston Villa is one thing I like to watch out for as a team because Unai Emery, I know one thing about that guy that he would sometimes suck in league games and then just like pop off in the Champions League matches. Like he's able to to prepare like a masterclass performance, kind of like what we did with Villarreal. If you remember, he took them all the way to the semifinals. He beat Juventus and he beat Bayern Munich. That part always bothers me in the back of my head, is because I think Unai Emery knows how to like compete in the Champions League. Again, with players being injured and the bad form, the way I see this match going is either Villa wins or it's a draw. And I think Juve is going there for a draw. Again, it's not pretty.
I think we can win.
It is what it is. I don't think we're going to
optimistic.
win. If we don't have a proper striker, I think we should start with Weah. I think Weah would be a good. That would be a good.
Yeah, I agree.
And
with
not
that.
do a McKennie, Cook Miners, and have him play as a false nine. I think we just need to start with Weah, or do what I wanted to implement, Yildiz as a false nine. But that's for another time. We'll have Weah because he's been doing good. Why would you try to fix something that's not broken? Personally, do that and then see where it goes. Don't expect an easy match. Don't expect anything. This could go 2-1, 3-2, 1-0. I don't know exactly the score. I just think I either see Villa winning because it's home or Juve tying again.
I think we will win because Dash's favorite goalkeeper will do at least one mistake and gift us.
It's 80-20. It's 80-20 for me. 80% draw, 20%. There's going to be a result for one of the teams.
I'm 50-50, honestly. I'm confident that we will at least get a tie. And honestly, I think we right now, like, Aston Villa's mentally down. Yes, the Champions League is a different beast. It's any given Tuesday and Wednesday right now because all of them are fighting for their lives basically. But I think we're in a situation we have 7 points if I remember correctly.
Yep.
We need the win, man. We need the win, and they
We
do
need to win.
and they need to win too. So I don't think they will shut down defensively. They need to win as well. And Unai Emery is great when he can set up his defense properly, but they need to win as well. So I think we can get at them, like a team that wants to play with the ball. Like I think we can get at them. They're not good defensively, even though like everybody says he is a defensive specialist, but they conceded 19 goals in 12 games. So
I don't think it's that he's a defensive specialist. He just knows how to prepare for the right matches.
No, I know he does,
That's
but I
what
think
it is.
our quality is good enough.
What he does, I feel like with Unai Emery, is like the type of guy that will like not necessarily invest in the league as much, but will focus into like a bigger competition, whether that's the Champions League or the Europa League, and then just go full throttle with that. I've seen that's what I've seen. I've seen him do it with Sevilla when he won the Europa League. I've seen him do it with Villarreal. And those are like that's like the vibe I get from Unai Emery.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a 2-1 for us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm and it's gonna be like we're leading 2-0 like after 80 minutes, and then they will try throwing everything offensively, and they will score like from one cross all of a sudden, or one situation where we are not like 100% focused or something like that, and that's why I think 2-1. Honestly, I'm confident.
That's good. Yeah, no,
I don't know what we're gonna do without having any strikers. Personally,
that's it. I
think we can. I think we can.
Yeah,
we are still good enough, and hey, like somebody wise said, Yeah, what's the difference between not playing Vlahovic or playing Koopman as a striker? So
I mean, at this point, you play a 5-5-0 and get
Yeah.
a point.
I think we're gonna play way out. I think if we play way out, we have a better
I hope so.
chance.
I
I think
hope
we
so.
play
Yeah.
Timothy way out. I think that's also probably why he didn't start. I don't know exactly, unless he was injured. I don't know. I haven't kept up with him.
Yeah, apparently he had a little something.
Okay. Yeah.
But we subbed him in the second half, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it was anything serious, but it was maybe.
I do think if he's able to play those last 15 minutes, I can see him starting the first 45,
maybe 60 minutes.
Yes, the first 60, and then see where it can go for the attack. That would be a much better idea. I think he's able to score, and if he maintains this will be somewhat decent. So,
and wasn't there talk of Douglas Luiz also getting fit for Villa, or was it for after Villa?
Well, I don't think anything's for Villa.
Okay.
Honestly, I just don't think anybody's coming back.
It would be a team that he knows.
Sure. Not that it's going to help us because he's not coming back. If he does, I mean, I want to be wrong. I hope everyone comes back tomorrow. But
hey, maybe he does a nice PowerPoint presentation that explains how Emery and the team acts.
I'm sure that's what he's doing. He probably doesn't even know how to open up a PC. His knowledge.
He's a gamer. He knows how. He's a gamer. He knows how to open his PC.
He knows how to open up Instagram, or at least Alicia opens up Instagram for him. Like I think that's the level this guy's at. Spreadsheets. It's not like we're working with Dash over here in spreadsheets. Dash will get you some spreadsheets.
Yeah, Dash will get you spreadsheets, contracts, the whole fucking shenanigans.
Spread 'em, baby.
Oh boy, here we go. There we go. So I kind of want to end on this because I know we were talking about coaches and NFL equivalents. This one is going to be more fun. Who is the equivalent of Mike McDonald right now? Like, is there
McDonald sounds like every single
Dolphins coach? Sal, okay. If you're still in the chat, I think Sal could probably answer this question better than anyone. Even though the Dolphins are not doing
fucking Deserby.
No, I was gonna say that.
You think Deserby is the Mike
McDonald or McDaniel? Are you talking about Mike McDaniel?
Mike McDaniel, but Mike McDaniel.
Who the hell is Mike
McDonald? What the fudge?
But it's the Deserby is the closest one I have. Like that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Like who is a guy that only thinks offensively and talks a lot in the media, has weird press conferences, like Deserby.
Because the reason why I say that is like McDaniels actually brought his daughter into the thing and was like, all right, I figured you guys would be nicer to me if I brought her here. He brought his daughter into the press conference with his wife just to see if the reporters will ask him harder questions. Or like he taunted Max Crosby.
I know this guy.
Like you want to share his face?
Yeah, I'll get one up. But yeah, I do know who this is.
He taunted Max Crosby because they got him to jump off sides, and he's yelling out loud from the sidelines, Hey Max, we didn't call a play. We didn't call a play at all. We got you. And he says LOL out loud.
And yes, he looks like a guy that like a guy that is programming your Excel sheets and everything.
Yeah, he looks like a gremlin. He looks like a gremlin.
Okay, hold on. Mike McDaniel daughter. No Diddy.
Yeah, he brought her in.
Okay, I see. That makes sense. I thought it was an older daughter, but this makes sense now.
No, he brought her her toddler, his toddler in, and was just like, hey, I'm gonna bring her in here so you guys aren't as mean to me. And I'm like, dude, that is hilarious.
That's insane.
He's a like, from an offensive play calling, the guy's a freaking genius.
Yeah.
Oh, he is. That's why I say Deserby.
I
think I feel like NFL coaches get off much easier. I don't feel like they get as much pressure as like soccer coaches.
Oh, I disagree.
I don't see it. They don't impress me whatsoever. No.
You just haven't watched certain coaches. Like, for example, let's see, Dallas and them. Like, for example, Jerry Jones, Mike McCarthy. There's pressure. The Jets are always
He's not a coach.
The Jets are always fun to watch implode.
McCarthy's not a coach. He's
No,
just
he's
there because he's just there to just to be there as a title. Jerry
No,
calls the
but
shots.
oh yeah, at the Cowboys, yeah. But I think
Yeah.
honestly, McCarthy before the NFL became modern and more offensively oriented, I think he was a decent coach, even at the Packers. Like he was drawing up
No, he
decent
wasn't
schemes and
bad.
everything. I
He
just
wasn't
think
bad.
the league and how it is coached like overtook him.
I think the question is how much did Aaron Rodgers carry Mike McCarthy?
A
Because like
bit,
for
of course, like it always helps having like one of the like statistically best quarterbacks ever.
because
You
like
need to have
I think still
quarterbacks.
his schemes and everything were still
In
decent.
today's game, I don't watch NFL. Like I'm not religiously on NFL, but for what I know is like you need to have at least a top 8 quarterback in the league, at least to like be a threat to win the Super Bowl, or at least top 10.
I don't know. I mean, the Niners are doing it with Brock Rat Purdy.
The Niners have like Niners aren't doing that well this season, surprisingly.
They're
because
not that good, but ironically, like Purdy's and his stats are still decent. It's just that everybody's injured.
their
He
players
has he does have some. I mean, he has some guys like I think he can throw to his tight end, and he has a couple of good wide receivers. So
But
and a solid O line for what I've seen with the Niners. I haven't followed much on the NFL. I just watched the Bucks implode. That's it. Which they did well, luckily, but I think they'll do better in these upcoming games because they're gonna have a lot easier matches. But we'll see.
Okay. Final thing. We glossed over it earlier. It's worth having a bit of a mention, anyways. ADP coming in for Fiji president. That kind of just came out of nowhere. And that kind of explains why he wasn't taking a Juve job as well, because all the Juventino was like, hey man, come be in charge of us. We want you back. No, he's aiming higher than that. He's aiming for the top job. He wants to run Italian football as we know it. What do you guys think about that?
I think he's more effective there than being a sporting director. That's my opinion.
Yes, and maybe the damn FIGC need a guy that has some connections to CBS because he's there occasionally to get better TV deals.
Yeah,
business side. Yeah.
As long as Del Piero has a good plan to market the product or the league for everybody around the world to look at, and that's better TV deals or whatever that would be. But
holding refs accountable.
Yeah. Well, refs as well, of course. But obviously, though, with him being the president, we're going to get a lot of shit from other fans saying that he's going to support us.
I don't know. He's pretty universally liked.
What, Jeff? Us getting shit by other fans? Never.
Yeah, who cares? He's pretty universally liked.
It's going to get worse because of that, but I would hope for Del Piero to be able to market the product better, especially in the US, so it can have better TV ratings, a better TV deal, and to be able to be viewed around the world. And plus more money generated for every team in Italy, so we're able to buy better players and have a better squad list. And I'll listen to this EPL bullshit. So
all right.
Yeah.
German Dave.
It's good for the league. It's good for the league.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly have nothing to add. I think he's a guy that has business acumen. Like he understands business, he understands football, and I think he's one of those guys that can combine it. He has connections out there, like in the world of football, like TV companies wise, and also like management wise, like football people and everything. Like he has good connections there. He has his own businesses, so I hope he knows like how to lead the business. And so far, there's nothing to say that he can't. So why not?
Right on.
It's better than what Italy has right now.
Yeah, they need change. Yeah, we all need change. Well, that was. I mean, I think not that I expect anybody to go like, no, fuck it, but yeah, I think everyone's kind of happy, breath of fresh air, especially as a Juventino, we all love to see ADP kind of take a big role.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he'll be good for the league.
For sure, for sure.
So, what
Yeah,
are
see
we
every-
doing on Wednesday?
Taking a nap.
Yeah,
I'll be
you.
here.
No, I will be 1 year older tomorrow, so I
Alright,
don't know
okay,
what I will
so-
Is it
do.
your birthday?
It is tomorrow.
Did you hit 30 yet?
Oh,
Did I hit 30 yet?
and he didn't even tell us.
No, dude, I honestly to be honest with you, like I got reminded over the weekend. Hey, like, cause like I was watching the restaurant, right, and I saw it on the schedule, Dash's birthday, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, who the fuck's posting this shit?
Your
'Cause
dad.
normally I'm nonchalant about it. Like it's just for me, it's always just kind of been at this point. Like I'm at this point in my life where I'm just like, all right, whatever. It's just another day, more gray hairs and more joint pain.
Yep.
So it was just kind of like one of those things where I'm just like there, and everyone's like, hey man, it's your birthday, and I'm like, huh? Oh yeah, shit, it's Tuesday. It's because I have a Thanksgiving birthday. So usually, for me, it was one of the things where I always had finals when I was in college at this time. So like Thanksgiving wasn't one of my. It's a joke. You'll realize the whole saying of it, but. I was always doing finals, so I never really like went out and celebrated. Even though, ironically, in the United States, Wednesday is the biggest bar night of the year for people because they're coming back from college. So not me. I had to study for finals because, woohoo, being
Yeah.
mature.
Oh,
and
look,
adult.
but look at
And
you now. You have a
engineers.
nice, high-paying job making spreadsheets.
Not making spreadsheets, reviewing spreadsheets, reviewing contracts, authorizing contracts, authorizing spreadsheets.
And you just started a new job too, didn't you?
I did.
Look at you,
Today was
exciting.
today was my first day,
Oh my God,
the day before my birthday. Sign from above.
so exciting.
Yeah, woohoo, leadership dash. Woohoo.
Thank the Lord.
I know. I've always wanted to be a sporting director, but not this kind. No, it's yeah.
I will take that up for you. I'll do
Yeah, I
that.
was gonna say you
I'm
can
fighting for it.
definitely do that. And then thanks for the wishes, chat. But yeah, a lot. I have had a lot of different things changing in the last couple of weeks. So if I am crabby on stream, I do apologize. But there's some days.
The Zuar. That's a little Albanian there.
Yeah, Sal says because you had a real major, not gender studies. Hey man, underwater basket weaving is intense as no, yeah, I was an idiot. I decided to say, hey, let's major in computer and electrical engineering because I had no social life. So yeah, I am authorizing people to spread them bones. Thanks. And yeah, happy birthday,
man.
Dashy Poo. Thanks everybody. Thanks.
And by the way, it's fucking horrible. I have to do all the gender stuff and HR shit and everything for my management position.
no,
And
no,
Everyone has to do it. We
And
live in this
just-
2020s.
me, that's bad.
Come on.
Just wait until that was one of the things where I'm just like, great, I'm like at a higher up position, and in my head I'm like, oh, I need to start thinking of development plans. I need to start thinking of and that's one of the things, if I could give advice to people,
Uh-oh. Dash is giving advice again.
I'm gonna for the birthday play the Lukaku video, I will play it on the sign off. No, but because here's the thing, a lot of people aspire to be a manager, right? Because it's like, the pay, the status, etc., and yada yada yada. And I think from a cultural perspective, I think the wrong people have gone up into management positions.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
In perpetuity.
Yes.
That's
Well,
like history.
You know how that works, though, how the process works when you're climbing up the corporate ladder, which cheek you want to kiss, the left cheek or the right cheek. And that's usually
So
It's usually the
that's
case.
interesting that you say that. It is, because that is the biggest thing where certain people get to levels where, in my opinion, I don't think they deserve to be there.
Mhm.
So, for example, my career trajectory, for me, yes, I knew that, at some point, I'm like, yeah, maybe I could be a good leader, a good manager. But for me, my career, when I started it, my main preface of doing stuff and doing what I did was, how do I make people's lives easier? How do I help people? How can I make the community around me a better place?
Mhm.
And that was kind of like the main objective when I started working, because I do energy efficiency. Like my job is, okay, two things. One, how do I reduce the carbon footprint to help, help the planet and help reduce the strain of us using fossil fuels and et cetera. But I'm not like your super green hippie or whatever that. But for me, it's like I look at it and it's like, okay, that's one thing I need to look at. But at the same time is, how can I help save a struggling mom and pop business? Because, like, for example, I've gone through different mom and pop shops. I've looked at it. Hell, I own one at this point. So it's like I look at that and it's just like, maybe if I tell them, maybe you shouldn't use your oven at this time, or maybe you should adjust this menu item, or maybe you shouldn't be doing this, or maybe you shouldn't run this, and it'll save you, 50, 60, $70. And like, for example, and the thing that I've learned is like the 60 or the $50 I've helped businesses save ends up accumulating into something later down the road, because and that's the thing. As I was leaving my old job, and part of me is thinking, I didn't do anything, I did minor things for people, and like when I left, the shock that people kind of had of me going, because part of me with me changing jobs is I wanted to test myself, I wanted to compete with like the higher corporate level people to see, hey, can I box with these people? And like everyone's just kind of like, dude, like, the welcomes, the goodbyes, and all of that I got was just like, holy smokes, like you don't realize some of the actions or the minor actions that you do until either A, you unfortunately meet your untimely end, or B, if you move on to a different phase of your life. And then that's where everyone kind of comes out and just like, hey, etc. Because like, for example, now in this position that I am now, I'm not an individual contributor now. I'm more of like, hey, I have people that, depend on me, that look up at me. And it's like, it's a different feel, and it's a different perspective, in life per se, for example. So it's like, now it's like everything I do has repercussions on other people. Every decision I make has a repercussion on someone else, whether it could stifle their growth or it can improve their growth. And that's one of those things where I tell people is, and especially like, for example, it's the same thing as being a parent, which I'm not, and maybe one day I will. Everything you do has a butterfly effect.
Yep.
So that's why I always tell folks, like, yeah, on the show here, we're letting loose and we're trolling people. And yes, I do troll Doosan, right? But at the end of the day, I still want Doosan to have a successful career. I still want him to be better. To the contrary of the YouTube comments that sit there and say, I absolutely hate the guy. But and that's kind of where I could leave it with the tidbit of folks here. And this is where I can stop being sentimental for a little bit. But always look at things outside of what's in front of you, because once you start doing that, you'll become significantly better, whether it's your job, your personal life, your relationship life, or even in footy. Don't be afraid to push boundaries respectfully, not the weird, creepy ones, because not those. But yeah, because the thing is like, even if you give one kid advice, as Doosan's twerking on the screen, a butterfly effect can be something as a kid just asking you for directions or advice. And always try to be the best version of yourself and giving other people advice or help, because that will come around in some way, whether it's 5 years, 10 years, or 15. So that's my big brother talk. Thanks for the birthday wishes, everybody. I'll let you guys close the
So
show.
when's the book signing?
The book signing? I've had people tell me, and they're like, you should do motivational speaking. You should do like stuff like that. I'm like, guys, I appreciate it, but I haven't lived enough life to sit there and coach people like that.
You're not even 30 yet. So
yeah, I appreciate it, and I thank everyone for it. But I'm still playing the game, guys. I don't think, I still don't think I'm a coach or, a manager at that perspective. Still learning the game, but
Give me 5 more years.
Thank you.
Hey, if you are last piece of maybe not even advice, but common sense. If you are a player in the corporate world, and trust me, I know it now, nobody will try to give you advice, especially when you are the young up and comer, and they know you're the one that is trying to take their job at some point. Like, nobody will help you. So always strive for learning more, learning better, and honestly, treat the guys around you better, because if at some point the guy that you're trying to take his job is leaving at some point, and you were able to get people behind you because you weren't treating them like shit like the guy before you did, and he has treated you like shit. So chance is the chance is that he treated other people like shit as well. Be always genuine, be nice to people, and please use common sense. Like in your life, be yourself. Like in the workspace, you never know. Like if paths cross at some point again. Like try to help people because at some point you may need the help as well. And and you will need it in the corporate world, honestly. The more friends you have, the better. But don't be an ass kisser. Be nice to people so you can build genuine relationships and genuine.
I would say I would want to add up to that too. Be kind when it's needed. Obviously, also stand up for yourself. It's
Of
always good to
course,
stand
hey,
up for yourself.
you can't be shy in the corporate world as
And
well.
on
Just
top of that, always be open to learn, but at the same time, as you're learning, be as self-reliant as possible. And always look into the 360 world is what can you provide for people, for the team, or whether that is the corporate world or whether that's opening up your own business. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anything. Just matters is be self-reliant and provide and what value you can provide for the team or for yourself, and you will be fine. And learn from mistakes. I've screwed up a lot in my life, so I've also learned a lot. So that's also another thing. And don't be afraid to make risks at time. That's also another thing.
Except don't put your butt cheeks on copy machines, especially at open bar holiday parties. Absolutely not. We don't do that. No.
Guys, I don't know what you're all talking about. I thought all Eventini were unemployed anyways.
That's fair enough. Damn it, Mateo. But if I can end with my Naruto quote of the day, lean on others and don't be afraid to raise others. Thank you for watching, everybody. We will see you Wednesday. And I forgot to play the music.
You just wake up and then your heart is just pumping. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so those moments are crazy.
You also forgot that, Dash.
I know. Don't cry, doll. I need you to be happy, doll, because I can laugh in your face when Doosan misses again. I'm just kidding, buddy. Like Sal says, don't burn bridges. Like we do here. We don't burn bridges. We nuke them. But anyways, just kidding. But anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Also, again, it's always a pleasure talking to you guys about stuff outside of footy. And that's kind of what we like to do because we're just people talking. And there's not really much to talk about when you have a boring 0-0 draw. But anyways, folks, probably see you Wednesday for a watch along, and then we'll be back to our usuals. Do we dare? Yeah, I'm available Thanksgiving. Fuck it. We'll do a Thanksgiving show because Canadians don't have that. They have it a month in advance. But we'll see you then. Thanks for watching, everybody.